Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I'm so glad that you're here, and if you haven't already done so, I would ask that you please subscribe so that you don't miss a thing and so that we keep YouTube very, very happy. This is sort of part 2 of thrift haul. These are the non-book items, so I'll just get right to it. This is a cute little caddy. It is pristine in terms of cleanliness and so on. I paid $1.75 for it. So I don't know if I'll be taking this. Okay, of course I'm taping this ahead of time. I don't know if I'll be taking this with me to Winnipeg or not. I'm going to be going to my very first crop. Oh yes, with Kim Newberg and some of her Manitoba buddies. Now, because this base is rigid and it sits so nicely, it doesn't flop or whatever, it also means that it doesn't really collapse. So I'm afraid I will not be able to afford this space in my suitcase for this because, of course, I'm taking some goodies with me. However, I do have another blah, 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 enunciate. I do have another area here in the studio where I film occasionally, and this could be maybe a smaller way to corral some of my supplies over there. Or I could even use this in the bedroom because I do a certain amount of work in there as well. Either way, it is a heck of a purchase. Okay, I paid 75 cents for this package. Grandin Toys, the brand, and it's 100 cards, and they appear to be unlined. So that, this could be fairly old. There's no barcode on it. That packaging looks old to me. So it also was probably done at the time when quality was more of a thing. We all know, we've all bought those index cards at the dollar stores they're so lightweight that you can practically see. I'm exaggerating, of course, but you know what I mean. So happy to get those. This obviously came from Michael's originally. Paid 50 cents for it. It is a little picture frame. What I like about it is that even though it's decorative, it is pretty, I would break this off. Well, or who knows. Mind you, it's not, that base was not put on straight, so that would annoy me. Like it should sit like this as opposed to like this. Anyway, what I would do, why don't I do that right now? I would break that thing off. Now I might have to cut that part off. Oh, I don't know my own brute strength or the crappiness of the stuff. And I'm sure if I worked at it, I could get this thing off so it would sit, obviously, flatter than it does. But it looks cute. I, of course, could center it on the cover of a journal. It's got that decorative little piece of paper at the back there. And of course, with this, it's not, obviously, but it almost feels like clay. Like bisque, sort of. So I'm sure it would take color beautifully. Of course, this opens up so that I could put whatever I want in there. Oh, it's hinged there, so you can't lose it. That's good. Yeah, I'll definitely work at prying this off as well, but I don't need to do that right now. Okay, so there was that for 50 cents. This is a piece of handmade paper, kind of a cool periwinkle color. I don't know how it's coming across at your end, but it had a price tag of 15 cents on it, and the lady just threw it in with my dollar purchase. So we need a deal like that every so often. Now, I don't... These probably came out of a scrapbooking type scenario. You cannot, well, or maybe you can. They're punch outs. So 1, 2, 3 squares on this side, plus the outline. Well, let's just do one for the heck of it. So a person could, now I suppose if a person didn't want to take it out, like use it as intended, what I could have done, let's do that on this side, is maybe just make an opening that size and just tape it or whatever on the back so it doesn't, you know, come apart at some future date. So I thought that these were great. They could also be, do I have something nearby to try that with? Okay, this is an image from, look at, now I might want a bigger opening because it's a bigger, well, this one's almost too big. Barely catches it, but yeah, this makes more sense here. That may be how I decide to use them, because I was planning an upcoming video on what to do with these sorts of black and white drawings where they're too young to be scanned, but they're too old to just, you know, not use them because they're beautiful. So a lot of options here. This, let me just quickly grab my little ruler. Oh, darn it. Oh, I'm going to have to do some, I shouldn't be, damn it. I just lost my little 6-inch metal ruler under the pencil tray in my center drawer. Oh, so I'm going to have to do some digging to get that out. I did notice that there's a screw or two that could be loosened. Let's just do this little guy too. A little too small to be a twinchy. 1 5/8. 1 3/4, so it's not even a square. But anyway, so let's just do a quick little, so the green is, oh. I may still be working on my blush journals when you see this. But look at all the possibilities. Oh, and here are some circles. Anyway, I said to the lady, I says, this was all loose on the shelf and it hasn't been priced. So my famous line, what would you charge me? As opposed to standing there like a dope and then being surprised. She says, oh, $1. She says, I don't want to bother counting them. So, you know, really, like I, of course, like the textured looking ones more than the plain solids. But I think what I'm going to do, oh, and here's some tags. What I'm going to, and I didn't even know all this was here. I'm going, after the video, I'll sort these by colorways, and I will not, despite how appealing the thought, I will not punch them all out. I will separate them into colors and then put them in my different colored pouches. knowing that at some point in the future I will figure out how exactly I want to use them, instead of, you know, sort of shooting myself in the foot and kind of using up all the, you know, not using up, but shooting myself in the foot and not having all the options open to me. There's a lot of green in there. And I'll do the rest later, of course. Okay, so I've shown you that. I also bought this. Now, that's a Salvation Army thing. Let's just see if we can see what the price underneath was. $4.95. That almost looked, I don't know what that is. Anyway, it says Berta grid tissue paper. So I figured, well, if it's, oh, I could have opened this. I didn't realize that I thought it was sealed. So isn't that cool? So it is tissue paper, just like the thing said. And all that green grid on there, plus all the numbers. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so 5 pieces that are 43 by 59. So yeah, cool. Anyway, glad I got that. I have a wee bit of fabric to show you, and then, well, maybe so I don't forget, I should do that right now. It's not going to fit in the screen totally, but, whoa, you know how expensive storage boxes are. Well, this is a suitcase. I don't know how I can, there's the handle. There are the hinges. Hopefully you can see. Hope you can see. Ashland decorative box. Okay, so the retail Canadian price on this was $25. It is in great condition. Well, let's just measure. 12 and almost 8. So what's 12 and 8? 20 by about 13. And it is, whoops, totally perfect inside. So naturally, whoa, I'm so sorry. It's only, you know, a box. It's only paper. So naturally, I cannot overfill it. I don't know yet what I'll put in it. Obviously something I don't need immediate access to, but also, you know, it'll be stored up and away. So maybe on top of one of my bookcases, but with a hang tag on it coming from the handle, so that I know what I put in there. I have a vintage suitcase, and I would have shown you that in a past haul, that a woman used when she came from Ukraine to Canada. And I've got my, I've got it filled with piano roll paper. And the only way I know that is because I have a tag hanging on it. Otherwise, I'd be perched up on something looking to see, well, what did I hide in there? So, yeah, I'm going to have to think what I can put in there. That might be, mind you, that would be heavy, but it might be a good place to put wallpaper pieces, because they tend to be oversized. $1.99 before my discount. These are, I'm not sure, I guess they're napkins. Nice cotton. I put my ruler away a little too soon. I should be having my bigger ruler out. you probably don't know, but this is my bad owie. From the other day. I was I was gently putting this ruler back in the drawer, and it hit something at the other end and dug into this meaty part of one's hand. And of course, I had to drop everything and find a Band-Aid because it wanted to start bleeding. Okay, looks like they're going to be close to 18 inches square, I presume. Yeah, I'd say 17 or 18 inches. So really cool. I will obviously wash them. There was no staining that I could see, and who doesn't love this sort of stuff for using in our journals, whether they're page flips. I guess, depending on what a person was covering, it is fairly lightweight for maybe a top fabric, but certainly I thought it's all, I guess it's in the eye of the, I was going to say it's in the eye of the beholder, but that's not quite right. It's how we rationalize these purchases. Now, to spend $2 on 4 pieces of fabric, you think, oh, well, that's 50 cents each. Now, it is pre-hemmed, so that counts. But then you also think, oh, I've gotten perhaps several yards of fabric for $1.99. So, I think the bottom line and what I'm using more and more in thrift stores is the idea that how much do I love it and how badly do I want it? I think we all are reached the situation or have been in the situation, excuse me, where we have overpaid for something, and that's a subjective thing, because we really, really wanted it. And then other times we've gotten a deal on something that perhaps we wanted as much, or we grabbed because we thought, well, this is too good to pass up, even if in our heart of hearts we truly maybe didn't really want it that badly. So I just want to say, I can just wait a second here while you grab a piece of paper and a pencil, or grab a calendar and circle the date. I was thrifting. I had a couple appointments yesterday. Yesterday is immaterial to you because you'll see it's probably 6 weeks later than it actually happened. Anyway, I had a couple of appointments, and I was in 1, 2, maybe 4 different places, and I walked out of one with nothing. I should be circling the date on the calendar because I don't know that that's ever happened before. And in another case, I paid $7, and so excuse me. I am really becoming far more conscious of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. This is also a Salvation Army purchase, same sort of scenario. Oh, they're calling these placemats. Same price, $1.99. And these are polka dots. So I love polka dots. I think most of us do. These feel like they still have the sizing on them. They've never been used, near as I can tell, and they've never been washed. So I will, this is all there is for a label. Nothing even saying what the fabric content is or anything like that, but I will wash them. And again, about the same weight as these others. So I would say these are napkins, not placemats. Placemats tend to be rectangular. And then the final thing, because I did show you the suitcase, is this. Now, I paid $1.99 again before my discount. I noticed here, okay, part of it is hemmed. It's got that salvage edge there. And it says copyright 1988. So we know that it is, you know, certainly vintage. And I just love this kind of a design. I love the rich saturated colors. I love the swirly bits. It reminds me of a Cruel design. And it, this maybe was a curtain panel or something. I never, to be honest, I never even unfolded it till now. Now there is some yellowing, if you can see that. But again, that could just be from on the fold lines and maybe some sun exposure. But yet somebody did turn under the edge. So I don't know what's going on here. But again, it doesn't matter to me. I guess the question I have to ask myself is, will I take the hem down before I wash it? I don't know. I don't know. The jury is out on that. I mean, obviously, if I were to use this for pockets or something, isn't it great that it's already hemmed? Maybe that's what I should do. Wash it as is, then rip it. Is that the proper word? Anyway, you know, tear it at about the depth of a pocket, knowing that the other three sides would be turned under. This would be the opening to the pocket. Could also be, since the design is so predominant over, you know, basically the whole thing, there's kind of a whitish strip there. You know, it could also, if I hemmed the other side of the strip, it could also be a belly band or a side pocket. So yeah, I think for the time being, I just talked myself into it. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me. I will wash it as is and leave it hemmed. Take advantage of the hemming that has been done by somebody, and then see what I'm left with. But yeah, this is definitely up my alley. Anyway, guys, that is it for today, because of course, if I'm not buying, I don't have that much to show to you. I should have said at the outset, I always use 3 hashtags on my thrifting videos. Thrifty Canucks, hosted by Kim Newberg. Thrifted Treasures, hosted by Dale from Not Too Shabby Chic. And Thrifty Thursday, hosted by Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming. So if you follow any of those hashtags, you're likely to find, well, you'll find what I'm doing, plus what so many others are doing out there. So you can tell me in the comments what you thought, what you thought your favorite thing was. And don't forget about the suitcase on the floor beside me. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.